Hi, this is Michael Buckhoff from BetterTOEFLScores.com. Let's talk about TOEFL Writing Task 2, How to Impress Professors in the Academic Discussion. Now, of course, professors aren't going to be reading your writing task 2, but think of it this way. The E-Rater, ETS's artificial scoring engine, is going to read it, and human raters are going to read it. And the one thing I like about this task is I'm a professor at California State University, San Bernardino. And one of the most common assignments we have is the academic discussion. So students are going online to Canvas. This is our content management learning platform. And almost every week they have to contribute to one or two academic discussion posts. Now, especially if it's a synchronous course where students only meet virtually, they will do maybe 3 or 4 academic discussion posts each week. So it's a critical type of an assignment that students will see in the university setting. And I think even in the workplace, sometimes you contribute. You contribute in ways that help build the company. So it's important to learn how to position your ideas in relation to other people's ideas. Are you unsure how to approach this writing task? In this video, I will show you how to craft strong academic responses that sound like you belong in a university classroom and that you get a higher TOEFL score. Plus, I'll share a sample professor prompt, 2 student replies, and a 150-word model response that shows you exactly what TOEFL raters want to see. Number 1, make sure you understand the prompt. Writing Task 2 is a classroom-based discussion. You'll read a short post from a professor and 2 classmates. Your job is to respond like you're part of the class. Respond to a student's idea and support your position with reasoning or examples. You don't have to agree, you just have to contribute something valuable to the discussion. So how do you do this? There's a pretty easy 4-part formula for this type of writing. Number 1, acknowledge another student's point, agree or disagree. Number 2, clearly state your position. 3, support with a reason, example, or personal experience. 4, connect it back to the main topic or learning outcome. So you can use useful sentences like, well, I see the value in student A's comments, or in my experience, this helps me understand, and that's why I believe. So these are good sentence starters to help you begin this type of writing. Number 3, be careful of these common mistakes. So many students lose points because they write too casually. Yeah, I agree. Or they write too briefly, 1 or 2 short sentences, and that's not enough to contribute to a discussion. I have students that do this all the time in my writing courses at Cal State. It says clearly, it says in 50 to 100 words, contribute to at least 2 students' replies in the discussion. They don't do that, and they lose points. The next one, use off-topic or weak examples. If you say something like, well, I just like it more, I just like it better. It has better advantages, but you don't state what they are. Or you ignore the professor's original question. Remember, do not make these common mistakes. So let's take a look at a model prompt plus a response. So let's look at the example. We have 2 student responses, and then there's a strong 150-word reply. So the professor's post, this week we're discussing different methods students use to absorb lecture content. Some students prefer recorded lectures that they can pause and rewatch, while others learn better from live, real-time discussions. Think about your own experiences and respond to at least one of your classmates' posts with a relevant example or insight. So student A says, I really like recorded lectures because I can go at my own pace. Sometimes professors talk too fast and I miss important information. With recordings, I can pause, rewind, and take better notes. It helps me learn more thoroughly. Now, this one's not terrible, but I want you to compare what I just read with actually, I made a mistake on that. So this is one student contributing to it, and then student B says this. I prefer live discussions. When I hear questions from other students, I realize things I hadn't thought of before. Also, professors can clarify confusing ideas immediately, which is more effective than watching a video by myself. And then this is where you come in. So then what you're doing is you're kind of looking at what the professor said, you're looking at what the two students have said, and as it says in the instructions here, respond to at least one of your classmates' posts. So then this one would score really high. Notice it's 163 words. While I understand students a point about having control over the pace of learning, I personally agree more with student B. In my experience, live discussions create opportunities for a deeper understanding that recording simply can't offer. For example, in my sociology class, students often shared personal experiences that related to the theories we were learning. These real-life connections made abstract ideas more meaningful and easier to remember. Additionally, when someone asked a question I hadn't considered, it challenged me to think more critically and view the topic from different angles. I've also noticed that professors often go off script during live discussions, providing valuable insights that don't appear in the recorded version. While recorded lectures are convenient for reviewing material, I believe live discussions promote active learning, which leads to better retention and engagement overall. So that shows you kind of, if you want to get 30 out of 30, that's going to get you to that score. So let's take a look at two examples here. I think before and after feedback. So I have a TOEFL speaking and writing feedback service at better TOEFL scores. So I'm always pushing my students to provide more examples, more specificity. I call it concrete detail. So the first one, there's just not a lot of specifics in there. It isn't horrible, but it's not going to score as high as the one after it. So before, student says, I agree with student A because I also benefit from watching recorded lectures more than once. Also, I miss key points during the first viewing, so being able to pause and rewind helps me take better notes and fully understand the material. This strategy has improved my academic performance. But I don't think it's going to get the top score, so let's compare it to this one. While rewatching lectures can definitely be helpful for reviewing complex material, I personally prefer live discussions because they create more opportunities for active learning. For instance, and this is the difference here. In my economics class last semester, right, I like the mention of the class. This is a good strategy. Our professor often organized open debates where students could challenge each other's ideas and bring up real-world examples. During one debate on supply and demand, a classmate explained how airline ticket prices change based on time and demand, which helped me understand the concept much more clearly than just reading about it in a textbook. The professor also added spontaneous comments and clarified points based on the discussion, which made the learning more dynamic and responsive. I found that engaging with others and hearing multiple perspectives helped me to retain information longer. In contrast, when I watch recorded lectures alone, I tend to forget the material more quickly. That's why I believe live discussions are more effective for long-term understanding. So the difference is right in here. It's This type of concrete detail, it really does add to the discussion. It's very, very insightful. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to bring some kind of an example that furthers the discussion, and it supports or adds to what was already said, right? If you're doing a discussion post, you don't want to just rehash what the other people have already said in their post. You want to try to contribute. And that's exactly what this does. It makes a good, solid contribution to the discussion. So how did I hope this student improved? So the student improved in his sentence structure, development of ideas, academic tone, and by including a specific example. This is a type of feedback I provide my students to help them develop the topic, right, with more depth and with better coherence and control over language use. If you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe. If you want to improve even faster, join my $99 a month TOEFL speaking and writing feedback service at bettertoeflscores.com. You'll get detailed corrections and scores within 24 hours. I'll help you fix your grammar, strengthen your structure, and boost your score.